eyes are like a mirror that reflects what we truly feel inside. They can reveal our emotions and feelings without words. In Taekook's case, his eyes are especially beautiful and contain a whole universe of feelings and emotions. When they look at each other, their eyes reflect love, happiness, and desire. The gentleness and tenderness in the way Taekook gazes at each other is unique. Their eyes, filled with love and sincerity, are focused solely on one another. If you want to know where one of them is, just follow the other's gaze, because they will always be connected through their eyes. As the years go by, Taekook continues to fall more deeply in love with each other. One of the most striking moments is in the latest video, where Taekook look at each other in a way that makes it seem as if they are looking directly into each other's souls. Their eyes speak a language only they understand, a language of love and mutual devotion. There is no one else who can withstand the intensity of Taehyung's gaze except JUNGKOOK, and vice versa. If you want to understand what true love is, you only have to look at Taekook in his eyes, there you will find the answer. For Taekook, each other is the entire universe and the other's happiness. They are the most loved, precious, and uniquely desired man. Their connection is something special and unique, something that goes beyond words and is reflected in every glance they share. The relationship between Taekook and Taekook is a perfect example of how true love can be so intense and lasting. From the moment they met, there was an instant connection, a spark that never died. Over time, this spark grew into a blazing flame of love and devotion. Every look, every gesture, every word they share is filled with meaning and emotion. In their moments alone, Taekook gets lost in each other's eyes, finding indescribable peace and joy. It's as if the outside world ceases to exist, and only the two of them remain, enveloped in their own universe of love. This connection is so strong that not even the distractions of the outside world can break it. Even in public, Taekook maintains that special connection. Though surrounded by people, their eyes always find their way back to each other. It's as if an invisible thread binds them, a bond that not even distance can break. This ability to keep their connection intact, regardless of the circumstances, is what makes their love so special and admired. Furthermore, Taekook supports each other in everything, always ready to offer comfort, support, and encouragement. When one of them faces a challenge, the other is there, offering strength and reassurance. This unconditional loyalty and support are fundamental to their relationship and are clearly reflected in the way they look at and treat each other. The mutual admiration between Taekook is evident. Each deeply values and respects the other, seeing unique and special qualities in them. This admiration translates into loving gestures, words of encouragement, and actions that demonstrate their commitment and devotion. The announcement of the interview with ELLE Japan should have been a celebration, but it became the first red flag. The promotion of this scripted variety show is, in essence, a huge lack of respect that deeply diminishes Jungkook's talent. Every element of the campaign, from the photo shoot to the way the interview was conducted, is among the most repugnant and disrespectful we have ever witnessed. Every forced pose, every rehearsed answer, screamed that something was wrong. Jungkook deserves absolute respect and recognition for his talent. He deserves his own stage, a solo tour that puts him in front of the world, not to have his incredible gift wasted on this scripted variety show that reduces him to a character. This is why, ironically, many people are starting to hate Jungkook, or at least feel a dislike fueled by the context, denying him the visibility and recognition that is rightfully his. I'm not going to lie, we'll face difficult days, and this time it will be even more complicated because the variety show hasn't even started yet, and already major websites and news outlets are promoting it like crazy, and in the most disgusting way, pushing a false narrative of romance between two co-workers. But the question no one dares to ask is, who really benefits from this lie? I wish this company had the same energy and enthusiasm to promote Golden and Layover right now, and that they would give Jungkook and Taehyung their own space to shine, instead of using Jungkook as a mere vehicle for the benefit of others. Imagine the same media blitz, but for something real, for something they created with their hearts. Don't fall for this trap. This show is filmed on a set. It's an artificial spectacle designed to feed others and extract money from them at the expense of their image. It's not a show, it's a business. And Jungkook and Taehyung are just the product. To Jungkook, I want to say, we see you, we feel you, and we understand you. We love and respect you so much, both as an incredible artist and as a precious human being. And if you could read this, Jungkook, just one thing, you're not alone in this frustration. We know that none of this is in your hands, that your hands are tied by this shitty company and the contract that binds you to it. We love you for everything you are, and we will always be by your side, supporting your incredible talent and your inspiring love for Taehyung. Because we see beyond the script, we see what's real. We love and respect you so much. The interaction between Jungkook and Taehyung constitutes a remarkable case study within group dynamics, not for its spectacular nature, but for its consistency and naturalness. What distinguishes their relationship is the absence of artifice. Every gesture, every glance, and every moment of physical proximity seems to respond to a spontaneous impulse, not to an obligation or a pre-established behavioral pattern. This quality is what makes their bond an object of interest for detailed observation, as it operates on a level of communication that transcends conventional language. Their gazes are perhaps the most eloquent indicator. When they meet, there is an intensity and duration that are not replicated in their interactions with other members. It is not a fleeting glance, it is a sustained visual connection, as if an exclusive channel of communication were established in that instant. This phenomenon manifests itself even in environments saturated with stimuli, such as concerts or public events. In the midst of the chaos, their eyes seek each other, and in that visual encounter, there seems to be a mutual recognition, a silent confirmation of their presence. It's an anchoring mechanism that allows them to maintain a private space within a shared domain. Physical contact, for its part, follows an equally distinctive pattern. The touches are not ostentatious nor attention-seeking, they are subtle, almost integrated into movement. A hand on the back, a brush of shoulders while walking, the adjustment of a garment on the other. These acts, though seemingly minor, are imbued with a familiarity that can only be built through prolonged cohabitation and deep trust. What matters is reciprocity. The contact is never unilateral. If one initiates proximity, the other responds with an acceptance that requires no words, simply with the continuation of the gesture or a body posture that welcomes it. It's a physical dialogue that flows without interruption. The Taekook relationship evolved from an initial, obvious connection to a more complex and resilient structure of affection and devotion. From the beginning, a particular chemistry was perceived, an affinity that set them apart. Over time, that chemistry has solidified into a tacit understanding. They have developed their own language, a system of nonverbal codes that allows them to coordinate and understand each other with remarkable efficiency. In stressful or high-pressure situations, such as during long recordings or live performances, it's possible to observe how they seek each other out, not necessarily to console, but to reinforce their connection. It's an act of shared emotional regulation, where the mere presence of the other acts as a stabilizing factor. A fundamental aspect of their dynamic is the creation of a space of belonging. Even when surrounded by people, they manage to define an invisible perimeter that is exclusive to them. This space manifests itself in the way they position themselves in relation to each other, always maintaining a proximity that facilitates interaction effortlessly. It's not an invasive closeness, but one that perfectly suits their bodies and movements. It's as if they both operate with a shared mental map where they always know where the other is, allowing them to move in sync even without looking at each other. Taekook's nonverbal communication is an example of expressive economy. They don't need to gesture excessively or verbalize every thought. Often, a slight eyebrow movement, a restrained smile, or a change in posture is enough to convey a complete message. This communicative efficiency is indicative of a high degree of emotional and cognitive attunement. They have learned to interpret each other's micro-expressions and subtle signals, a skill honed through shared experiences and mutual attention. This is particularly evident in interviews, where one of them can finish the other's sentence or answer an unspoken question based solely on a facial expression or a minimal gesture.